I would like to bring in on the air in studio the Mason County Clerk Sharon Fogo. Good morning.
Good morning.
You have been working there in the clerk's office since '92 and appointed as clerk on January 1st of last year. It's an elected position. And first things first, we've kind of just been talking about the impacts in the various departments around the county regarding the 2018 budget. So, what were some of the impacts that you saw as the budget came through? And then we'll get a better sense of just what the clerk's office does for folks.
So in 2017, when we were asked to cut our budget, I had a collection deputy that position was eliminated. That was one of the higher paid positions in our office, so that did a pretty good chunk of the budget. So we didn't get that position back, obviously, this year. And so the impact to our office is the fact that victims of crimes may not get their restitution as timely because I don't have a person to chase after those people that aren't paying their legal financial obligations. So that's probably the biggest impact the community will see. We've also had some turnover in our office, so I was able to hire brand new people that are coming in at entry level, and so those positions that had moved on or found something else, those positions were also higher paid positions. So
what talk to me a little bit about what the clerk's office does, or kind of mentioning in the green room here as we get ready. There are certain segments of the population that are quite familiar with the clerk's office and the court system in Mason County. And then there's I would say, larger percentage of the population that really is, other than maybe a jury duty notice, doesn't really have much interaction with the clerk's office.
That's very true. We've seen more of our customers that aren't as familiar because they're getting passports.
Oh, okay.
Our office does the passports. We've just started this week processing passport photos.
Oh, wow.
So it's a convenience thing for our customers and a revenue for the county, obviously.
Yeah.
So but mostly we're the keepers of the records for Superior Court. So we deal with felony cases, civil cases over a certain amount, domestic or divorce cases, parentage, adoptions, juvenile offenders, and dependency cases. So,
how many judges are that you work with? How many judges that you work with?
We have 3 elected judges, and then we have a court commissioner who is, I believe, 3/4 time.
Okay. Is their workload, how would you consider their workload, you think, compared to other judges in the state?
I'm not sure about other judges in the state, but I know our judges work very hard. They're on the bench a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have 4 courts in session almost every day of the week.
Wow.
So, and it can make our office look a little barren because we have 4 court clerks in each court session, and sometimes we have an extra one because I'm trying to get the new gals trained to be in court, because I only have 4 court clerks currently, and so when they go on vacation or are sick and we still have 4 courts in session, we have to have somebody in the courtroom.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
What are the types of documents that you provide to the courts?
well, we don't provide a whole lot of documents. There's statewide forms that are available online and through our office. We do have some forms for the public to be able to fill out, but mostly they can find those online at the state court site.
So you take information to the judges if they need further information about?
Yeah, with our new Odyssey program that we went live with last year, all of the documents, we have a document management system that we scan the documents. They have barcodes on them. That barcode attaches it to the document on the Odyssey event screen, is what it's called. So the judges can actually look at the documents without actually having the physical file.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, computer technology.
Computer,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Way easier.
Talk to me a little bit about how important privacy is in the clerk's office.
It's huge. So we all sign a confidentiality agreement when we're hired. The deputies are placed under oath so that they're sworn to uphold the Constitution and to, keep to themselves about what happens in our office. So we try to be really conscientious about our sealed documents and our confidential documents.
And then at the same time, what are the pieces of information that become public? The conclusion of a case, the findings by the judge, things like that.
Well, like in the case of parentage cases, those are sealed cases to begin with. Nobody can have any access until parentage is determined, and then it becomes a public record.
Okay.
So once that document finding parentage is signed by the judge, then those are accessible to the public.
Valentine's Day is coming up, and you referred to your love letters that you send out to the folks in the community. I know Dale is on the rolls here for the next couple of days for jury duty.
Yes.
How does that work out for folks in the county? And talk to me a little bit about jury duty. What do people think jury duty is, and then what we really have it.
I think people think it's torture, but it's not. There is can be a lot of waiting for the judges and what happens in the courtroom before they get started to actually finish up so they can call the jury in for service.
It's got to take a good book in there.
That's
Cup
right.
of coffee. They
Yeah.
usually sell coffee at the courthouse.
Actually, we have coffee available for our jurors.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good book.
So, yep, bring a good book because that's really what is helpful for people to keep their mind occupied while they're waiting. But, and the space is sort of an issue still with the courthouse that, sometimes our jurors are in the hallways, which is not the most ideal place for them. So space is always a concern.
You mentioned there are 4 courts being in session at a time. Does that mean there are 4 juried cases happening at a time?
No, we very seldom have more than one jury case in session.
Okay.
Occasionally we will have 2, but that's the maximum that we can do. We really only have 2 courtrooms that are spacious enough for the Superior Court to house that many people. So.
And if you do get one of your letters, you got to do something with it, right?
Right. It is a good idea to. It is penalty by law to just throw them away.
It says that on the thing.
It does say that.
Has
yeah.
anyone ever been fined or arrested or?
No.
Okay.
We don't really have the resources
I
for
can't
that.
imagine.
But we,
It's scary when you see that. You must be there.
we try to get people to send them back in.
Very cool. What else can you tell people that may have a misconception of the courts, the clerks, all those types of things?
Well, I think that some people blame the messenger. So we're really there just to take your paperwork. We're the keepers of the record.
Yeah.
We can't change the judge's decision about anything. We're there to help you through the process. We can't give you legal advice, though.
Right.
That's probably the biggest thing is they want to know what document they need to use. We can't tell them because we don't know what document the court wants for them to use.
Okay.
So not telling them what document to fill out we can't give them legal advice.
Sure.
And so that's considered legal advice, or it can be considered legal advice.
Interesting.
So that's one of probably the biggest misconceptions.
Can you refer? Who do you refer them to?
Well, we have a family law facilitator for the domestic cases. So that's really helpful. She can, help them through the process. Again, she's not an attorney, but she can help them with the procedure. And then we have a list of resources like Thurston County Legal Services comes to Shelton once a month, and that's by appointment. And then they have other different, places you can call to see if you can get some help. So,
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, good conversation here this morning with Mason County Clerk Sharon Fogo. Thanks for coming on the air.
Wait, I want to ask you.
Oh, you got a question?
So have you got a jury summons?
I have.
Oh,
not recently, not since I became clerk, but
Pretty convenient.
I love that.
Very interesting. So, everybody's eligible.
Yeah.
yes.
It's
Well,
still a
they have to be 18
determination.
and over,
Uh-huh.
have a driver's license or ID card, or be a registered voter.
Okay. So with that passport thing, is that in compliance with the new Washington driver's license, or is this a separate?
It's a separate
Okay.
thing.
I see what you're saying. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sharon, thanks for coming on.